All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Karkadash. It's all praises to the word calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew. I apologize, bros. I've been up since very late. I went very early, and I went to sleep very late the day before. So, that's all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, by Hashem, meaning in the name of Yahushai, being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful like preaching this word in truth and sincerity. And our brother Taz by the Great Millstone, Arizona camp with another video to edify, the Lord willing. And I want to make a quick little response. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. This dude, Tyreek, this nigga is in the bag of the small hats. You'll hear that towards the end of the video, but I'm gonna touch on a point he said because it's just true. All right, this whole Cincinnati brawl, they try to paint Jake out as being a fucking aggressor once again, but then you come to find out Esau's in a mofo slapping niggas around like this is 1908, where you can just smack a nigga in the face and just walk away, and the nigga gotta sit there and just take it. Them fucking days is through. And the world know it. And these Edomites know it. And the Edomites that are smart enough to know not to fuck with Jake, especially, Judah, the head tribe, they're trying to find a way to sit here and get Judah to see them as a possible ally. And that's what you're seeing. Now they're like, oh, when are we going to come together? We have to come together. We got to come against the man. And no, we're not coming together. The Lord didn't write that in the story. Right? Only the elect of Israel is coming together. Everybody else is going to be for themselves. But even within that, there's going to be subgroups. There's going to be Jake with Jake. And there's going to be Esau with Esau. All the heathen nations with their people. The scriptures say every man shall flee to his own people. All right, but I'm going to play this. We'll get into it, and then Lord will itself be edifying.
That's a human instinct. Savage is if we defend ourselves. If somebody hits you, you got the right to defend yourself. That's not barbarianism. That's a human instinct. And when black people do it, they try to paint black people as irrational animals. Those stereotypes don't work no more. There's a new era right now where justice is reciprocal. If you provoke violence, you can't expect peace. This whole thing where we're supposed to just absorb beatings, y'all want to go back to the old Jim Crow era, that shit ain't happening. Keep your hands off people, especially FBAs in Cincinnati. Those are the last people you want to try that stupid shit with. I don't know what they were thinking.
You see? The new day is here where what? Judgment is reciprocal, meaning that eye for an eye. Now, I put this in, right? Back in slavery, and this is what these Edomites are trying to do right now. I saw a video recently where it showed this seemingly supposed to have been Edomite kid made a beehive, had it so that there's a tube going from his window from the outside into the beehive that he created within the house of his room, posted up on the wall. And this dude's going to see right there, white excellence, this Edomite dude. White excellence. Right? And he said, let me see any black kid out there doing this. You have some of the most intelligent, all the inventions in America, all the major things, everything was invented by Jake. But they won't give you even the filament in the light bulb, created by a so-called black man. Y'all all use it today, but you'll still sit here and accredit that invention until, Benjamin Franklin, that damn Edomite. The case was brought before the Supreme Court and it was proven that Jake was the one who created the filament. But Esau, you devils try to act like Jake is just below. Right? Now, this is the thing that happened in slavery. It says, yes, pro-slavery advocates, particularly a physician named Samuel Adolphus Cartwright promoted the idea that enslaved people who ran away from slavery suffered from a mental illness called drapetomania. Drapetomania, right? So these devils will sit here and tell you you're crazy for not wanting to be under their harsh rule. You're crazy for not wanting them to be able to break up your families, beat the hell out of you, buck break you. You're crazy for that. And these devils are still trying to have that same mindset in these last days to act like Jake is a savage for responding to his aggression. Well, you Edomites are about to start experiencing that cup. Let me get this actually first, dude. I mean, what is that? 32? And what is that? Is it 32? Is it 32 on 30? Where is this scripture? Deuteronomy 30 and 7, it says, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And that's what you Edomites are starting to come in realization with, is that you're under those curses. And every time you buck up and you try to act like you're not subject to judgment, the Lord is bringing some type of judgment against you. So now nobody believes your BS. Nobody believes what you do, what you say. Everything's put under scrutiny. And you devils are, like the scriptures say, the vile person shall no more be said to be liberal. You devils are no longer in a position to act as though that you're the victim of every situation, that you're not an aggressor. The world sees you as what you are, the aggressor. All right? Isaiah 51 and 22. It says, I'll start 21. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus say Yahweh, thus say the Lord Yahweh, right? In thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand, and who are the Lord's people? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They were never known as Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. There was no white and black in the scriptures, right? There is only normal people and leprous niggas. Normal people and Edomites. The Lord is pleading the cause of his people. And it ain't them small hats in the land of Israel, because if it was, why in the hell are they getting bombed to smithereens? Why in the hell do they have to use bombs on their own land? If that's their land, why are they using bombs on their own land? That don't make no sense. Thus say Yahweh, thus say the Lord Yahweh, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling. And that's what you're seeing. Jake is starting to rise up. They tired of the BS. They're not going to let Esau put their hands on them. They're not going to just get abused indiscriminately no more. Even the dregs of the cup of fear of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again. It says, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. And who are the main ones that afflict us? The so-called white man. It says, that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. And these are what these Edomites think is going to happen. They slap you, and it's almost like they wish you would do something back. You've seen it in all the videos. Esau does something, and they're just surprised a nigga did anything at all. They buck up and they aggress. They show that aggression. They show their violence. And then Jake responds with power. And they're just stunned and they're begging for some type of mercy. They're trying to play the victim. Where now we're in a time now where the Lord is just going to start putting out that judgment against you Edomites, man. The cup of trembling is gone. Us just grappling in fear. It literally, you devils had to have the Lord put Jake down for you to even be in a position to have us in the way that you had us. And the Lord ain't with that no more. This is Genesis, the 3rd chapter. The Lord is not with y'all just beating his people no more. Yeah, there's going to be niggas that got to get put to death, but as a whole, no. This is the time where the tables flip. Genesis 3:15, it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, talking about the serpent, and who comes after the working of Satan and that serpent, the so-called white men in the earth today. Look at what he set up. Who's the one that owns the food industry? Who's the one that owns the food industry, but at the same time of owning the food industry, he's poisoning all the food, cutting in chemicals, making medications that kill you. I mean, just cholesterol medications alone, your brain is made out of like 92% or something like that, some high percentage of cholesterol. And they give you a medication that is used to deplete the body of cholesterol. Like, who makes these things? Who manufactures? What nation of people in the world promoted, produced, created the CV19 juicy juices, CV19 jabs? Who created those? Right? Genesis 3:15, it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So our heel was bruised. We were taken down for a long time, but now the Lord's flipping those tables, and now we're getting ready to bruise his head. And a head wound, a head injury is unto death. You can't come back from that. You can't come back. You can come back from ankle injury. You'll be down for a minute. But a head injury, it's over. Zechariah 9. Zechariah 9:13, it says, I'll get to 12. It says, turn you to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. And who are the prisoners of hope? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but the elect among them. Because 2/3 of our people, they hope in the things of this world. They like this system. You tell them about a world where we ain't got to live like we're living in Babylon the Great now, they can't understand. They can't comprehend it. They can't even perceive it. So we're the prisoners of hope. That the day is going to come where the Lord puts all you heathen under the heel of the Israelites. Under Yahushai, first and foremost, and then the elect under Yahushai. The 144,000 and the 1/3. It says, even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion. And this is what we're seeing. The Lord's people is getting raised up, starting with the elect, but the 2/3 are starting to get some type of feel about them again too. O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. Who are the Grecians? You Edomites. It says, it made thee as the sword of a mighty man. And that's what the Lord is about to do. The Lord is making us as the sword of a mighty man. The scripture say the Lord's people is going to be like a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Well, the perfection of that is the elect getting those new bodies, that power from on high. But there's even a form of that on the earth today, man. You gonna see Jake get down. You gonna see Jake get down. These Edomites are starting to realize that these ain't the same old niggas from 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50, 60, 70 years ago. They starting to come to that realization. And this is why They're in their mind, they need to separate because they know there's a threat that they can't adjust to. They've seen niggas sit here and beat them in all type of sports, combat sport. They know that they can't compete. They spent thousands of dollars, made many of bets, and they've seen that they cannot compete. You tell these Edomites can't compete in work ethic, innovation, problem solving. They've just had a head start in everything to where now they can believe that there's some great people. It's Isaiah 19 and I'll start at 16. It says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he had shaken against it, which he shaketh against, which he shaketh over it." Salakia. It says, "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt." Right? The land of Judah, the so-called Negroes. Right? And what you're seeing now is Judah is starting to get roused up. That old lion is getting shucking off, and now they start to roar like that young lion. It says, "Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt." And Egypt, when you go to Revelation, it says there's a place spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Why is it spiritually Egypt here in America? Because it has the Israelites as a whole in captivity here. Hard bondage. What they're doing to the migrants is hard bondage. Right? You know they're putting them to work, getting all type of free labor. It says, "Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of Yahweh hosts, which he had determined against it." And that's what we're seeing. These Edomites are terrified. They don't know how to adjust to this. It's not something that they can easily come into. They can't just use media anymore to sit here and paint a narrative because the video comes out, the multiple accounts, right? Isaiah 35 and what was I going to get? 35 and 15. And I started, I'll get right to the point. 35 and 15. It says, and thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel." And this is talking about you Edomites. You go up to the second verse, it talks about Seir, right? It goes into verse 3, Mount Seir, right? These are the dwelling places of Esau, Edom, right? So 15, it says, "As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so I do unto thee. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, you Edomites, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh." And this is what the Lord is doing. The Lord is bringing that judgment back on you Edomites. He's bringing that recompense. The Lord is undoing you, right? And that's what we're seeing. When you got a bunch of niggas that are no longer afraid of you devils, what do? You went on social media, you went on media, you painted Jake as the reason for it, but then the other information came out. The vile person is no longer said to be liberal. That's another scripture, actually. You know, I started 10, actually. That's what I wanted. I don't know why I got 15. It says, in verse 10, it says, "Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine." That's what these Edomites have done. And it says, "And we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there." And that's how you devils have acted. You thought you can sit here and get us and treat us this way, beat us down, make us lay us in the street, slap a nigga in the street, and things just go your way. But the name of the Lord is on us. Therefore, as I live, say Yahweh, I will even do according to my anger and according to thine envy, according to thine anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of the hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. You see, the Lord is about to make himself known among you when he's judged you. And that's what we're about to see right now, man. Judah is going to be, hey, Jake ain't going for it no more, man. This is Joshua. Oh, man. That's Joe. There we go. Joshua 10. I'll end it on this one. In 24. It says, and it came to pass when they brought out the kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with them, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of good courage. For thus shall Yahweh do unto all your enemies against whom ye fight. And at the end of the day, this is going to be the end of you devils. We will have our feet in your damn neck. Shalom.